All righty, it's about that time, folks. Welcome to the April webinar. Happy Tax Day, as happy as that holiday can be. Hope everyone filed on time or at least got that extension to October. Here's our agenda for today. So we'll be starting off with Jessica presenting NSLP renewal, and then she'll also be talking to us about the dates for an NSLP in-person trainings. And then after that, we'll hear from Cass regarding ASSSP reviews, and then also CEP. And then Kylie will talk to us about School Lunch Hero Day and Dairy West. And then those gals will be logging off at 9 to attend their ME reviews with the USDA. So just FYI. And then we'll hear from Pamela regarding the fresh fruit and vegetable program, and then Brian for the PLE tool and the NPFRT. And then we'll hear from Pamela again regarding literacy from the lunchroom, spotlight and local, and farm to school. And then to conclude us, we'll have Marianne for SFSB and SSO reminders. So without further ado, Jessica.
Thanks, Alex. Good morning, everyone. Next slide, please. We wanted to let everyone know that the NSLP annual renewal will open this coming up Monday, April 20th, 2026. Instructions are available in download forms in My Idaho CNP. We will be releasing the renewal instructions by Monday. If you have any questions, please contact the NSLP team member that is working with your packet. Next slide, please, Alex. Next slide, please. Also, the annual training dates for in-person mandatory training are available, and you are also able to register. Registration is open in the CNP training portal. So please go ahead and register for these mandatory trainings. Next slide, please, Alex. We also have available our RCCI training dates for Boise, and registration is open, so you can go ahead and register at any time. And that is all I've got. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Jessica. All right, we'll hear from Cass regarding the after-school snack program. Cass?
Hi, thank you so much, Alex. Okay, we're going to be chatting about an ASSP requirement. Next slide, please. This is just a reminder that your second review for ASSP is due by the end of the school year. So that's just something really important for you to be sure that you have that completed if you're operating ASSP. Next slide, please. And that review is located in download forms in section 15. So basically, I just have a snip of the very first page of the review. It's a two-page document. So it's, really similar to the SFA, reporting that is due on February 1st. So you just simply check yes or no on the box, and then you're done. And be sure that you keep that on file for 3 years plus the current year. Okay, next slide, please. And for CEP, next slide. If you are interested in operating CEP for the upcoming school year, it's really important that you upload all of your supporting documents as soon as possible. So if you have any questions, you could give me a jingle or shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to assist you. And that's all I have,
Thanks so much, Cass. All
of
right, we'll hear
course.
from Kylie regarding School Lunch Hero Day. Kylie?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So just a reminder that School Lunch Hero Day is coming up on May 1st. So just different ways to celebrate. I wanted to mention hanging signs around your school celebrating your nutrition staff. Ask teachers to have their classes make cards for the food service staff. Surprise your teams by decorating your cafeterias. Give your team a shout out on social media, just because every single nutrition staff deserves to be recognized. So on to the next slide, please, Alex. So just some examples of how other districts have celebrated School Lunch Hero Day. We have Bonneville School District and just some pictures from their School Lunch Hero Day. And then next slide, please, Alex. And then Kasia, this is how they celebrated in 2025. And next slide, please, Alex. And then lastly, we have Gooding School District, just a little bit how they celebrated it in 2025. So just keep in mind that's coming up pretty soon on May 1st. Next slide, please, Alex. And then I'll just go over some Dairy West updates with you as well. Next slide, please. So just a reminder, this website, Smart Swaps, since school nutrition standards are changing, it's a website to help school nutrition professionals meet the new meal pattern standards. It has easy to use resources that support nutritious, appealing breakfast choices that students will enjoy. So it just lists some key features on that slide there for you. Next slide, please, Alex. And then just a reminder, Elevate, it's now part of the ISNA vendor show that's happening on October 13th of this year at the Riverside Hotel in Garden City. And then next slide, please, Alex. And then if you have any questions or need more information, you can always reach out to Dina at Dairy West, and that is her contact info. And then that is all I have today. And the NSLP team will be logging off as we're getting reviewed by the USDA. So hope everyone has a good day. Thank you.
Thanks, Kylie. All right. And we'll hear from Pamela regarding fresh fruit and vegetable program. Pamela?
Thanks, Alex. Next slide, please. Okay, so the FFEP grant application is open. We haven't heard about funding yet, but we're going to go ahead and get those applications in and think positive thoughts that we will be funded again. Um, let's see, to be eligible for FFEP, schools must be in elementary school, operate the National School Lunch Program, and just remember though that the FFEP snack must be served separately from meals during the day. Have more than 40% of enrolled students eligible for free and reduced price meals. And the lunch eligibility report is where you find your numbers. The report is found on our website on the FFEP page, and also in your application packet. For CEP, you'll look at what schools are where that you got your how you group them into CEP if you need to look there. And then submit a complete application, including a signed certificate of support. And the FFEP prioritizes schools with the highest percentage of children certified as eligible for free and reduced price meals. And this is because children from low-income families generally have fewer opportunities to consume fresh produce on a regular basis. Next slide, please. Some of the goals for FFEP are to create healthier school environments by providing healthier food choices, expand the variety of fruits and vegetables children experience, increase children's fruit and vegetable consumption, and make a difference in children's diets to impact their present and future health. Next slide, please. So I wanted to give you a reminder on the Buy American cap. So it's been determined that Buy American requirements apply to the National School Lunch Program and School Breakfast Program, and not to the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program. However, when purchasing non-domestic items, the exception form is still required for items that are not on the foods available list. Next slide, please. So FFEP and Farm to School, this is a great opportunity to consider buying local. Purchasing local seasonal produce can really make an impact on kids when they know where their food comes from. Those funds, extra funds can support local farmers. Our distributors are fantastic partners and they can make recommendations for you. And also if you have an exotic fruit that's coming in, you might want to give your local merchants a heads up because I've heard reports of families going in, and the children have had a new novel fruit, and the parents are looking for it at the stores, and the produce managers are like, "Oh, I wish we knew that this was going to happen, so they could have some in stock." So think about that, because the children are part of the community. Next slide, please. That's all I had. Thanks.
Okay, this is where I will go ahead and pick up. We're going to discuss the PLE tool, which came out yesterday. Go ahead, next slide. As I said, the PLE tool has been released as of about 2:30 yesterday. It is available in Section 4 of Download Forms in My Idaho CMP. The new target weighted average price is $4.16 for a paid lunch, and there has to be at least a 10% increase to paid lunch prices. Talk to your business manager. This may need to go to your board. Prices can be raised by 5%, but anything over 5% requires compliance with IC 63-1311A. And as with most updates, with the PLE tool, you might have to update your Excel in order to have the file work. Next slide, please. The attestation for compliance during the renewal process for school year 26-27, SFAs with a positive or zero fund balance as of June 30th, 2025 may choose to be exempted from complying with the paid lunch equity provision per SP 06-2026. SFAs choosing this option must upload a copy of this completed attestation along with the SFA's Fund 290 showing a positive fund balance as of June 30th, 2025. Again, this can be found under Section 4 on download forms. Next slide, please. Moving into the non-program food revenue tool. Next slide. Non-program foods are any food or beverages that are not part of a reimbursable meal. This includes a la carte items, entrees, sides, milk, or items not included on the daily menu. Adult meals are also non-program foods, as are second meals, catering, vending, and food and beverages purchased for others, such as food fundraising and vending machines. Next slide, please. SFAs may utilize a simplified approach in calculating percentages that allow SFAs to separate their non-program food costs from their program food costs for a period of at least one school week. You don't have to analyze the entire year of sales. You just have to pick the 1 week of review. Next slide. Here's what the alternate assessment looks like. If you only serve milk, a la carte, and adult meals, you can complete this as opposed to completing the entire non-program food revenue tool. Next slide. Per Idaho Code 633622J and Sales Tax Rule 41, student meals served as part of the federal school lunch program are exempt from Idaho sales tax. Prices set for non-program foods must include state sales tax, however, as they are not covered under the federal school lunch program. So you'll have to collect sales tax for those. And I think that's all I've got. Next slide.
Thanks, Brian. All right, and we'll hear from Pamela again regarding literacy from the lunchroom. Pamela?
Thanks, Alex. My turn in. Next slide, please. Okay, so since it's time to get growing, here are some books by John Mallam. I'll put the link to the Ag Foundation in the chat. So the first one, Grow Your Own Sandwich, is about tomatoes, and this book shows how to grow your own. Different kinds of colors of tomatoes are shown in full color photographs, and step-by-step instructions are given for growing tomato plants, starting from seeds and then transplanting them outside. However, the recipe in the back is simply for putting tomato sandwich slices on a sandwich. And then the next one, Grow Your Own Soup, is filled with bright full color photographs on how pumpkins are grown. Appropriate terminology is used as the reader learns about the seed, roots, compost, and pollen. The varieties of pumpkins are shown, such as minis that climb up frames and the giant prize winners that weigh hundreds of pounds. Recipes are provided for making a soup from a fresh pumpkin and roasting the seeds. And then Grow Your Own Smoothie. This book takes the basic ingredients for a smoothie and shows where they began. From preparing the ground for a strawberry bed, the reader learns the plant grows from seed through watering, weeding, and pollination until it produces fruit. There are full-color photographs showing each step of the plant, and appropriate agricultural words such as compost, seeds, and roots are used. There's a recipe for making a strawberry smoothie at the end. Next slide, please. And then some other books, How to Grow an Apple Pie. It's easy to make an apple pie, but what does it take to make the apples? Sophie is about to find out. First, the apple trees need to be about 6 years old, just like Sophie. Next, they need to be pruned and the bees have to pollinate their blossoms. After that, the tiny apples grow through the summer until they're ready to pick in the fall. Finally, it's time for Sophie to make the perfect pie. And then because of the pollinators, the honey makers, and this story is Dale talks about how bees make honey. The detail of both the text and illustrations provide a wealth of information, and it explains bees' social structure and roles, pollination, honey making, beekeeping, and harvesting honey, and includes a beekeeper's diary and fast facts. Next slide, please. And then we have Spotlight on Local. Next slide, please. So it's time for farmers markets. Are you ready to support local and savor the freshest flavors from Idaho? Farmers markets across the state connect you directly to Idaho farmers, ranchers, and food crafters who grow, raise, and craft the products you love. With markets operating statewide, it's easier than ever to shop for fresh local produce and support Idaho agriculture. So no matter where you live, finding an Idaho farmers market is simple with the Idaho Preferred website. Farmers markets contribute to Idaho's economy, culture, and quality of life, so make it a habit to visit often. This weekend, there's Boise Farmers Market and Nampa Farmers Markets are opening on the 18th, and then April 25th, the Farmers Market up in Bonners Ferry is opening. So thus it begins. Next slide, please. And then what's in season? So asparagus is now in season, and you should get in there and enjoy it because it doesn't last long. And when you're grocery shopping, look for the Idaho Preferred logo, and that's how you know that you're supporting local farmers. Next slide, please. Farm to school, yay. Next slide. Thanks. And if you're interested in planting a school garden, this is a great time. Plant a seed and watch it grow. School gardens have been around for over 100 years, and school districts continue to use them today. They establish healthy eating habits. They're used as educational tools in the classroom, and they're used to build community. The fact sheet for farm to school stakeholders provides examples of school gardens that have taken root and resources to continue growth. You can also find a link to this fact sheet from the Farm to School program page on our CNP website. Send me pictures of your school gardens and we'll feature them in next month's webinar. Happy spring! I think that's all I have.
Thanks so much, Pamela. All right, and last but certainly not least, we'll hear from Marianne regarding SFSP and SSO reminders. Marianne?
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Next slide, everyone. Good morning, by the way. Happy Wednesday. As Alex mentioned, happy tax day for the 2026 Seamless Summer Option or SSO. I apologize. Next slide, Alex. Once back. Awesome. All right. For the 2026 Seamless Summer Option, all sponsors are required to complete the online training through the training portal. To access the training, please be sure to log into your training portal and search for the 2026 Seamless Summer Option in the resource catalog as shown in your screen. Once you locate that, be sure to register and complete the full training. This training is essential as it covers key program requirements, updates, and expectations to ensure a compliant and successful summer operation. Also, if you have staff supporting your SSO operation, please make sure that you administer the SSO training as well, or that they register for the online training and complete that in their own time and collect the sign-in sheet and the documentation for completion for that training. Next slide, Alex. So once you've complete your SSO online training, the next step is completing your Seamless Summer Option site application. You'll do this within your My Idaho CNP account under the NSLP application packet or renewal packet. Please make sure you're working under the correct program year. This is important because as submitting it in the wrong packet can delay approval. As shown in your screen, your application packet will include the site application. Be sure to review the entirety of the site application and confirm that all information is accurate and completed before submitting. After submission, the packet will go under the state agency review. During this time, you will not be able to make any changes unless the packet is returned for corrections. Completing this step in a timely manner will help ensure your sites are approved and ready to operate SSO this summer. For any SSO questions, please contact the state agency and we'd be more than happy to help you out. Or if you are would like to inquire about the SSO program, please contact the state agency as well. Next slide, Alex. All right. For the other Sun Meals program, the Summer Food Service Program, or SFSP, as you all know, we love our acronyms here at the state agency. Next slide, please, Alex. For our SFSP sponsors, please note the packets are due Friday, May 1st by close of business day. Meeting this deadline is very important, of course, to ensure there is enough time to review and approve your packet before your summer operation begins. As a reminder, your packet must be in an approved status before you can begin your SFSP operation to ensure that your meals are all claimable for reimbursement. If your packet is returned, please be sure to review the application packet notes for sponsor, which will outline exactly why the packet was returned and what updates or corrections are needed. As shown in your screen, you can access these notes directly within your application packet. This will be your primary guide in making the necessary revisions. Once updates are made, you'll resubmit the packet to the state agency. Prompt attention to any return items will help avoid delays in approval and ensure your program is ready to operate on time. Next slide, please. So this slide just shows an example of the SFSP application packet notes for sponsor. This is where the state agency, the summer food team will communicate directly with you regarding your application. If your packet is returned, this section will clearly outline what needs to be corrected, updated, or clarified. It may also include general information or reminders as shown in this example on your screen. It's very important to review these notes carefully and thoroughly as they are your guide to making the necessary revisions. After addressing all items listed, you'll go back into your application packet, make the updates, and then resubmit for review. Check in this section each time your packet is returned will help streamline the process and avoid delays in approval. Next slide, Alex. As part of your SFSP application, you'll need to upload all required checklist summary documents. The templates are all available in the download forms. This is a key step in ensuring your packet is complete and ready for review. One important thing to keep in mind, though, is really just consistency. The information entered in your site application, such as site name, address, and meal service details, must match exactly what is listed on your health department notification form. Any discrepancies between these documents can result in your packet being returned for corrections, which may delay approval. Taking a few minutes to double check all the information aligns across documents will help streamline the review process and get your sites approved more efficiently. Next slide, Alex. So this slide just provides a visual example of what I mean by ensuring consistency between your site application and your health department notification form. At the top, you'll see the meal service dates and times entered in your site application, or entered in this example of the site application. Below that is the health department notification form with the same site information. These details, such as start and end dates, as well as meal service times, must match exactly across both information or both sections. Even the small differences can result in your packet being returned for corrections. Before submitting your application, please just take a moment to compare these side by side to ensure everything aligns. This simple step can help prevent delays and keep your approval process moving smoothly. And next slide, Alex. My last slide is in regard to the reimbursement for health inspection. SFSP sponsors do have the option to request reimbursement for health inspections. However, there are some important conditions to keep in mind. Reimbursement is only available if the health inspection takes place during your SFSP operation period. Inspections conducted outside of your approved dates would not be eligible for reimbursement. If you plan to submit a request, please be sure to keep proper documentation of the inspection, including the date and any associated costs. This is a helpful resource to offset some operational expenses, but it's important to ensure timing aligns with your SFSP operation in order to qualify. And I believe that was my last slide. For any SFSP or SSO question, please contact me, Marianne Leiby, here at the state agency. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Marianne. All right, and then this is the date for our next webinar, our non-discrimination statement, and our contact list. And that concludes our presentation for today. We're letting you guys off a little early. Is there any questions, comments? Anything in the chat here? Doesn't look like it. All right, well, going once, going twice. Alrighty, folks. Thank you for joining us today.